I've brought you a couple of videos over the last day or two about what happened to little Arthur Hughes, and his tragic demise at the hands of his evil stepmother. And the father, who I read today, actually egged her on to end him. How nice, where people like me would protect their children with their own life if necessary. Sickening to read, and the more I looked into it, the more I became disgusted and found it very difficult to record footage without at least trying to disguise some of my own emotion, shall we say. Very, very tragic indeed. Well, it would appear that TV presenters on early morning news programmes have the same trouble as I do. And this particular one goes by the name of Susanna Reid. How do everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Last video on a Tuesday. Hope you're doing all right. I certainly am myself. Not too bad. Let me know how your day's been going in the comments below. Listen, for those of you that think I'm about to have a go at Susanna Reid, I'm not at all. I'm merely pointing out the way she acted because it just shows the raw emotion channeling through everybody over what happened to that little boy, particularly if you're a parent yourself, or even have some feeling about it. Check this out. Yes, they had Arthur's grandmother on Good Morning Britain, and the grandmother broke down in tears, relaying, what happened to Arthur and all the events that led up to his death. And the sheer raw emotion of the whole episode made Susanna Reid cry as well. And being a mother of 3 children herself, it's understandable, isn't it? And as I already said, I had big trouble recording this, but it needed to be done. This story needs to stay in the public eye until the law is changed to protect these children. Even Arthur's own grandfather come out and spoke out as well and had some things to say for himself. Yeah, his grandfather said as well that alarm bells were ringing all around. Everybody, family, was saying there is a problem. This little boy could not stay with these 2 individuals. And I do them quite a large service calling them individuals. They're anything but. They're absolutely monstrous, the pair of them, and they are where they belong. I brought you a figure yesterday that something like 50,000 children have fallen through the cracks, unaccounted for, unchecked. I read today that figure could be as much as 100,000. 100,000 children disadvantaged, abused because of a system that has failed them. Social services, the police, anybody else involved in child protection, absolutely abhorrent. And how do we find out? How do we know that this is going on? A little boy who had a bright future ahead of him, or should have done, paid with his life because of 2 cruel, sadistic, so-called parents. They're not parents, they're monsters, and they're right where they belong. Well, there is a call for an Arthur's law. Now, I find the fact that we're talking about a new law at all completely despicable. If the law worked as it should, instead of this progressive rubbish that we've had to put up with for the last 20 or 30 years, then there should be a proper punishment that fits the crime of killing a child. But we don't live in an ideal world, do we, unfortunately? So they need to bring in these new laws. Arthur's law basically states you kill a child, you go to prison for the rest of your life. Life meaning life, no chance of parole, freedom, anything. I believe they need to go further still. You wipe out the life of a child, in my view. There's only one place that you're destined for, and unfortunately the justice system in this country doesn't allow that. But if it's proven beyond a reasonable doubt you are guilty of this, then you deserve everything you get in my book. And I think Arthur's Law needs to be rushed through. I think it needs to become a thing. And I think a very, very clear message needs sending to anybody that's even remotely capable of this. You do it, you go into prison for the rest of your days, and you will not see the light of day again. That's my take on it. Very serious, no laughs, no jokes. It's a very serious matter. It needs to be dealt with very seriously. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Something needs to give for the sake of these 100,000 kids that have fallen through the cracks. I'll see you tomorrow. Toodaloo.